Today I'm going to show you the ultimate 4-line email script for cold email responsible for generating over $40 million in pipeline value for one of my clients. Just so you know that I'm not BSing you, here are the stats from that campaign. We had about 468 leads contacted. 20 of them replied. That's 8% reply rate, 13 positive replies out of that. If you're new to cold email, those stats are great. So I'm going to show you the exact 4-line email script and why I picked those lines so that you can apply it into your own campaign. So without further ado, here is the campaign. I open with a simple greeting. Hey, Harry, first name personalization. You always want to make sure that you've got a couple versions of this. Hey, hi, hello, good morning, that kind of thing. Notice your current Washington project, decided to see your plans coming together. This is important because we were reaching out to real estate developers that needed loans. And so the reason that we reached out to them and the reason that we use this copy is because we were able to point to an actual project that they had. It's highly relevant. If I reached out to you and you were in the process of buying a house in San Francisco and I said, hey, what's up, Bill? I noticed that you were buying a house in San Francisco. Automatically, you know that that email is for you. You're going to keep reading it. That's why relevance is so important. People always talk about personalization. Relevance is much more important. So this is a perfect example of how to use relevance. Just drop the city or the state name if you have that. And you'll notice this is in purple right here and here. The purple represents custom fields, meaning these are the two fields that change depending on the contact. So everybody's got a different first name and every contact had a different state for their development. So the point of this line is simply to tell people, hey, I did my research. I know you're up to this thing, and that's why I'm reaching out to you. Second line, reason I'm reaching out is we help developers secure high leverage financing options for commercial and residential development projects. First of all, reason I'm reaching out. That feels human. That feels like a conversation. If I picked up the phone and I talked to you, I'd probably say the same thing. I'd be like, hey, Lucy, reason I'm calling is because. So that gives it a real colloquial feel, like a real human is talking to me. And if you'll notice, I did the same thing on the first line as well, right? Notice your current Washington project. It doesn't have to be perfectly grammatical. And that's where a lot of AI fails, is they don't do a good job of writing like a human because they're not humans. They sound like AI and they're trained by humans that are bad at copywriting. So they just get trained by bad models and then we ask them to write our copy and it doesn't work. So stick to what feels conversational. The second line is all about introducing your value, your offer. So we had, hey, this is why I'm reaching out to you, line 1. Line 2, this is what I can do for you based on what I know about you. Then line 3, we recently secured financing on a $7.5 million construction loan in LA at 85% LTC, loan to cost. That is a case study. What it's doing is two things. One, it's giving evidence and saying, hey, I've done this before. And two, you are signaling that you are an authority in the space by using specific language. It is just as important for you saying that we recently secured financing on a $7.5 million construction loan in LA at 85% LTC. LTC is an acronym that you would use the same way that you would go and reach out to somebody who just got funding and say, hey, congratulations on the $8.5 million raise. That is industry jargon. If you were reaching out to someone and they were doing paid ads, then you might say something that says, hey, I noticed that your ROAS is low. ROAS is an acronym, it's industry jargon, return on ad spend, right? If you say stuff like that, it shows that you know what you're talking about. So line 1, hey, this is why I'm reaching out, some personalization here. Line 2, this is my offer. Line 3, here's a relevant case study, and also signaling that I'm an authority in the space because I'm talking like one. And then line 4, worth a quick chat to see how we can help. Really, really basic. Right? It's you just give them something easy to say yes to. A lot of people just replied and said, yes, call me at blank, right? Yeah, I'm interested. So a quick CTA, call to action, that just gets them to agree to the next step. That's the only point of the email. The email is not to sell. The email is to get them on a call. So how do you apply this to your own campaigns? All right. Number 1, you want to always open the email with something that is relevant to the person. The reason this was so relevant is because we were able to find developers that needed funding and then message them. It's pretty simple, right? You build a good lead list and then you tell them why you're reaching out. The thing is, the personalization shows that you are reaching out to them, not a list of people, but to them. So find a way to personalize it to show that you are talking to them for whatever reason. Number 2 is you want to remember to keep the tone conversational and explain what you do in industry jargon and concisely. Number 3, you want to signal your own authority through past results and again, through industry jargon and keep it concise. And then number 4, you just need to have a very easy call to action, right? The fewer words, the better. You could just say worth a chat and that'd probably be fine too. Again, this works. Keep it concise, keep it simple. We got 13 conversations out of this in just like a week or two. It was not long. And it's because we were speaking their language and we were able to keep it very skimmable and very readable. Notice how easy it is to read this. This is not a long drawn out thing explaining everything that you do. Keep it simple, keep the tone colloquial, conversational, and personalize the first line. You'll be golden.